Today's lesson is a special request from viewer No Way 225, who sent me a question asking, how do I coordinate my mind, body on the foundations of rhythm? Very important question. Rhythm is one of the three major building blocks of music. We have rhythm, we have harmony, which are the chords, and then we have the melody, the notes on top, sing the vocal or instrumental melody. And so you're going to be playing rhythm like 85-90% of the time. Most songs are, verse, chorus, bridge, and then maybe you get a guitar solo. And maybe you get a solo, at the ending of the song or something. But unless you're playing, a lot of like really instrumental, jazz, classical, fusion type stuff that has a lot of linear, scalar, kind of melodic rhythms, like the old Iron Maiden stuff. It was rhythmic, but it was also very melodic. You're going to be playing chords. You're going to be playing rhythm. If you listen to some of your favorite guitar players, David Gilmour, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, they were all fantastic rhythm players. Stevie Ray Vaughan is known for his incredible lead playing, and he's a phenom, an absolute freak of nature when it comes to playing the guitar. But he's also a great, great rhythm player. Check out his tune "Empty Arms" or "Couldn't Stand the Weather." Just amazing rhythm guitar patterns. So you've got to have that in your bag. You've got to be a good rhythm player. Other musicians, when they're looking for people to play with and they want to share the stage with someone or write music with someone, they're looking for two things. Good ears. Can you hear what the band is doing and can you respond in real time? Can you hear harmonic changes? Can you hear rhythms? And then second, your rhythmic feel, your time, right? They'll say, does he have good time or does she have good time? Meaning, can you stay in the pocket and nail the groove and be a strong rhythm player who supports the band? So the basis of rhythm, we've got a couple of things. First, let's talk about time signatures. That is what on like a sheet of music would tell us the time, how the notes are going to fall in the measure of each song. Common time is 4/4. You see a 4 on top, 4 on bottom. The top note tells you how many beats are per measure. So you would have 4 beats per measure of music. And the bottom note would tell you that the quarter note gets the beat. So 4/4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Then we get into other times such as 6/8, 12/8, and like 6/8 would be 6 beats per bar with the 8th note getting the beat. Now that doesn't mean you just play 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 2 and 3 and. Yes, technically those are 6 eighth notes, okay? But a 6/8 time has a different feel. The conductor or band leader would only give you 2 beats on the 1 and on the 4. So 6/8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's what gives you swing and shuffle feels. That lilting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then you have odd time, which is where the number on top is going to be an odd number. 4, 6, 12 are all even numbers. Then you have things like 5/4, 7/4, 9/8, 11/16. So for example, 9/8 would be 9 beats per measure with the 8th note getting the beat. Okay, you see that a lot in jazz, progressive rock, jazz fusion. You don't see a lot of 4/4, a lot of odd time in like rock or blues A really good example of shifting time within a song for maximum effect is John Mayall and the Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, the song All Your Love. And in the song, it's in 6/8, right? It's a shuffle feel. But then when it goes to Clapton's guitar solo, it goes to straight rock 4/4, right? And it goes to a straight 4/4 backbeat, and he just kills it on this solo. And then it goes back into the 6/8 shuffle feel for the verse. Not all beats are the same. Out of a 4-note beat, let's say we're going to talk about 4/4, common time, and you have what are called strong and weak beats. The strong beats are the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The weak beats are the 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The way a band is generally arranged is that a bass player focuses on the 1 and 3, right? He'll play other notes, but he'll generally play the root note of the chord on the 1 beat and the 3 beat, while guitar players generally play on the 2 and the 4. This way everybody's not stepping all over everybody and you're all playing on the same beats. So you'll hear guitar parts like old Motown parts, they would really stick to like that 2/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you'd also hear like guitar players who play on all the beats, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, but they accent the 2 and the 4 to stand out. This brings us to what's called the backbeat. Very important. And that's that 2 and 4. When people are clapping along to a song, like in a live performance or whatever, and the singer's like, come on, clap along with me, it's on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's known as the backbeat. And if you listen to the way a drummer plays, the strong beats, the 1 and 3, are played on the kick drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the snare, that crack, is on the 2 and 4. So you've got boom, snap, boom, snap, boom, snap, boom, boom, snap. Right? So that 2 and 4 is known as the backbeat. Let's talk real quick about a very subtle but very important technique. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm going to put my metronome on so that you can hear the difference. We're going to talk about playing behind the beat. It's essential for a strong groove feel. Since we are talking about rhythms, it's important to talk about establishing a steady time source. And that can either be done with a metronome or a backing track or just playing along to a song. But it's been my experience, if I don't play along to a time source, then I can get kind of loose or free with my time and just kind of paint rhythms out there when I'm playing by myself. And it's not a good thing. You want to practice being on beat. Where the 1 is, where the 2 is, accenting those beats. You want to develop strong, inherent, internal time, and that comes from playing with an outside time source. So I'm using a metronome on my phone. It's called Soundbrenner. You can download it for free, and it's pretty good. It has a lot of functions on it. It's really cool. I just have the free version. I don't have all the extra functions. I don't need them. But I'm just going to put a metronome on to give you an example of playing behind the beat. So here's our rhythm. Right on the beat. You know you're on the beat if the note from your metronome disappears into your playing. If you can't hear it distinguishing itself from when you're playing, then you're dead on the beat. Now playing behind the beat is just a very tiny, tiny fraction. Okay, you're not waiting till the next, the second 16th note after the beat. It's just like a hair um, of time that right after the beat, then you come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit different than being right on the beat and behind the beat. So you hear how the metronome, when I was playing right on the beat, it like disappeared into my note. But when I was playing that just hair behind the beat, you could hear the click just ever so subtly. The click was distinguishable right before my attack. It's a very subtle thing, but it's really important. So I'm just waiting, just a hair, just a tiny hair, and you can hear the metronome beat kind of right before my note coming in. It's a feel thing. It's absolutely a feel thing. You're not going to be on stage or in the studio trying to count playing behind the beat. It's just something you have to do and get used to. If you played recorded music of great players, especially like in the soul, blues, R&B kind of genre, they're all playing behind the beat. Listen to some Motown. They're all, behind the beat, nailing that groove, really sticking it in the pocket. And just get used to playing along with those kind of rhythms. And that's how you develop your behind the beat feel and not just right on top of the beat with the metronome. Let's talk about real quick about counting odd time, because that's kind of difficult for a lot of people. When I was on the road with my band, I played with a fantastic drummer, Kenny Heiner, who I kind of grew up with. I knew for a long time, and he had gone to university and spent 2 years studying percussion. So he's like a trained, drummer, fantastic, very knowledgeable, great player. I loved being in a rhythm section with him when I was a bass player. And, being in a rhythm section on the road in the van, naturally, our discussion turned to playing rhythms. And I didn't know at the time how to play odd time. I knew what it was, but I never felt comfortable playing 5/4 or 7/4 or whatever. And he never knew how to play Latin beats, claves, boleros, sambas, merengues. And those were things that were from New Mexico. So that kind of Latin beat is very important to my music. It kind of sneaks into everything that even though I play heavy blues rock, it's kind of in the Santana vein because that Latin feel sneaks in there. So I taught him how to play claves, and he taught me how to count odd time. And the trick to counting odd time is to break up the note groupings into groups of 2 or 3. So instead of playing 5/4 and trying to count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You would count it as 3/2 or 2/3. Depending on where you put the 3 or the 2 changes the feel. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this could be done for any grouping. Like if you wanted to do 9/8, you would hear that as a 5 and 4. So your 5, you could do 3/2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you count odd time. Now, one of the questions that No Way 225 had was, how do I coordinate all this rhythm stuff with my mind and body? Extremely important. It's inherent in it's imperative that you get rhythms into your body, into your feel. Okay? For me, whenever I'm playing live, I always keep the beat physically. The most standard way that you're taught is to use your foot. You'll see a lot of musicians on stage tapping their foot. And generally it's, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to count eighth notes, you count on the down and the up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you want to count 16th notes, you're still counting on the downs and the up. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So you're separating the 1 E and the and a, which gives you 4 notes, 16th notes. I don't just use my foot, because sometimes, you want to plant yourself on stage and really dig in, and you can't be tapping your foot when your feet are planted in one place. So I use my shoulders, I use my head, anything. I have the whole rhythm going through my body, really feeling the rhythm. So I'm kind of bobbing my head to the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when I bob my head back, I got the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a very physical process of keeping time when you're playing live, especially with a band, or even live by yourself. You've got to keep time and be steady. So that's our introduction to basic rhythms and the foundations of rhythm. If you have any questions, on anything, and you want me to do a specific lesson on something, just drop me a comment, and I'll be sure to get back to you and make it happen. Thanks. I hope this lesson on rhythms was helpful. We covered time signatures, strong, weak beats, the guitar on accenting the 2 and 4 beats, the importance of the backbeat, the 2 and 4, where the snare falls, the ever important super subtle playing behind the beat, and using an outside beat source, metronome, backing track, playing along to your favorite music, something to develop time outside of yourself that will then develop your internal time. So thanks for stopping by. I hope this lesson was helpful, and we'll see you next time.